And now we have our next topic on transforming your organizational culture into a thriving learning ecosystem. And to do so, I request Dr. S. Anand Reddy, Head L&OD Hetero, to please come upon the stage. Dr. S. Anand Reddy is a passionate learning enthusiast with 16 years of experience in behavioral training, change management, and HR functions like recruitment, training, and policies. Committed to developing changed behaviors for personal and professional well being. Can we give him a big round of applause, everyone?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I know after heavy biryani, I think that's what she mentioned very clearly, we are sleeping. So, as per the strategy, we all know that more than 45 minutes, if we are sitting continuously, we'll sleep. So, I'm going to give you one exercise. Can I request everybody to stand for a minute? Just stand. Just keep your hand up. One, either left or right, whichever is strong, just keep it in. Assume that you have a beautiful seeds, which are different color, different shape, whatever that you want to imagine that you have in your hand. And then you are just walking outside this hall. And then I ask you to throw everybody these seeds. Throw whichever the way that you want. Please throw as fast as possible. Some hands are not moving. Oh, some are eating the seeds. Okay, please be seated. Wonderful. Now, everybody has thrown the seeds. Where did they fall? Where did they fall? When you threw the seeds outside, where did they fall? Some are on table. There are no tables outside. So when you went outside, threw the seeds, where did they fall? Some are on the ground. Some, if you have walked a little far, maybe some are between the trees, or maybe some are in the lawn which is maintained outside. Now, this is exactly what we do in the trainings. Now, what do? We are supposed to conduct a training program, therefore we conduct a training program. We throw the training programs, whatever the training programs we thought, we will throw a beautifully designed training program. Now, if I give these seeds to the farmer, what does the farmer do? First and foremost, he prepares the soil. He prepares the soil. Then he manures it with the required things. And the third, he takes the seeds and ensures most of his seeds. When he throws the seeds, most of the seeds, they fall into that fertile land. Now the seeds what we grew today, what we threw today, we have hardly 10% of the seeds might come up. But what the farmer throws, 95 to 98% of the seeds will come up. The reason is something different. Now, whatever the seeds that come up, again, there is another thing. Now, the seeds which you have thrown outside, most of the seeds which fallen on the road, as soon as some car comes, all the beautifully imagined, colored, shaped seeds gone away. If there is a wind like yesterday evening in Hyderabad city, all the seeds will fly away to the different direction, remaining seeds. Or maybe some seeds which have fallen on the stones. If we have experience of the heat in last couple of days, they burn away. Very few seeds which have fallen in the trees, they come up. Again, they are crubbed by the big trees which are already there. Now, what I want to say, today we have a learning. When we speak about learning, converting our organization into a learning organization, the most important what we wanted to do is that how many of us preparing the ground before we throw the seeds? Now that is what is the most important thing, because we always, as L&D persons, we always count number of training programs we complete in a year. Number of people that they have attended the training program, number of hours people spent on the training program, and we project only that data to our management to show that how much hard work we have done. Wonderful. I appreciate everybody for doing a hard work. But what is the quality of the work that we have done in terms of having those seeds, making them to fall in the fertile land? Now that's where exactly I wanted to tell you, if the seeds are not falling into the fertile land, whatever the efforts that we have put in, either they go away with somebody's words, like you might have heard, today training program. Who are the people who are sent to training programs most of the time? Those who do not have any work, freshers who have joined in the company, people who feel that there's a heavy work today, if I go, my boss will going to screw me, so let me go and sit in the training program. Or somebody wants some good lunch, and training people are providing a good lunch and they go for training programs. Couple of them. That's what I said. Couple of them have fallen in the very good ground. Now, the most important, even couple of them, they attend training program, they go back to their work location. As soon as they start the work, somebody says, today I learned, I want to implement this. I've seen these kind of things so many times. I've been staying in this company for so many decades. What these learnings will help you to do it? Focus on your study. Focus on your work. How many managers help these people to implement what is learned? Now, this is what exactly I wanted to tell you. There are few things that each one of us can focus on. How is that we can create this learning culture? Point number one, upskill, provide opportunities to learn. Today, if you look at any data, people are retaining in the organization. It's not because of their salary, but the kind of learning opportunities the organizations are providing. Maybe this could be very much applicable to IT, but also I'm being from the pharmaceutical industry. We are also looking at the people. Can I learn something apart from what is existing, what is mandatory learning in the pharmaceutical company? Because we have a lot of learnings, GMP, SOPs and everything, but they don't look at those things because by default they come to them. What is the new learning that we have? Second, experiment new possibilities to learn. How many of the managers encourage their colleagues to ask questions regarding some subject knowledge? They don't even dare to ask any question. If somebody is asking a question, then they are pointed out. I know, I'll take care of you during the increments time or appraisal time. Now, where will they speak? Believe me, couple of people in my own organization, they do the work, but they do not know why they are doing, how they are supposed to do, because they are told to do, they do that work. Now, how is that we can create or make them to say what is learned can be implemented? Third one is knowledge sharing. Now, this is one of the concepts that we are very curious about. I was hearing from one of the professors, very senior professors. He said, when my professor was teaching me some 50 years ago, every theory, every name of the author he used to have in his fingertips. Today, how many professors have got that names and that author's names in the fingertips, that theories? And tomorrow's generation, how many people will use those names and those theories? Knowledge is dying day by day. How much of the knowledge is getting transferred? I'm sure in our organizations also, maybe somebody, they have established a strong systems in the organizations, but how many of us are using those systems? Or maybe we have taken a KT of those systems and today we are building on that instead of rebuilding or coming out with something new. Fourth one, pause and reflect. Is there any manager who has a guts to say, call the team and say, I want to wait for some time. Can you give me feedback the way that I am progressing in my team growth? Listening to the feedback, asking and listening to the feedback is another way that we can work on. Then collaborative method, where cross-functional, moving, shifting people from one place to the other place, one department to the other department, we can have. And then continuous improvement. Now, this is the question that I wanted to ask. How many people, I'm just asking this question because of the very recent experience that we had with one of the L&D person. We have asked a question, when was the last time that you learned? Probably 2001. That's where I did my course. And they are L&D people, they are training the people outside. I mean, L&D consultant who is training the people in the organizations. Now, what do you mean by continuous learning? How many of you sitting here, you have completed any certification program in last 6 months to 1 year time? If you are able to do it, if you have done it, hats off to you. That's a continuous learning. And please believe me, learning is always painful, but outcome is very fruitful and sweetful. Because school, when you send the children, when the children come back from the school, You ask them to study. How many people voluntarily they study? We force them to study. But that force enables them to get good marks. Now, similarly, we are doing a teacher's job or parent's job, making or forcing the people to study. That force enables the people to perform the best in the organizations. Now, that's what is the most important. Next, I would like you to focus on, these are the 5 things which are most important for aligning as a L&D people. What is that we do it? Designing learning initiatives with a direct impact. Now, this is what I was telling. Can you first understand, can you prepare a fertile land, and then you say, this is what my organization is working on, building on. Now, my programs should be aligned to this. Now, this is what is the most important thing that everybody needs to do as a L&D head. It's not about the number of programs. Even if you do one program, let that program give it in the results. And I'm telling you, this has happened. I'm sharing this particular thing with an example. We have implemented a Six Sigma concept, which we have never done it very recently. And then I said, I will not issue a certificate unless you clear the project. And they took almost 4 to 5 months to complete the project. I said, okay, but believe me, that has got a direct impact, which has given me another 5 programs from the same group of companies. Now, which means every manager, director, they want to see how much is the money that you are getting generated. How much is your training programs are helping me to realign my systems so that I can save time, I can save cost, I can save resource. Next one is target upskilling needs. Now, this is what I wanted to tell every senior leader who has got a more than 15 years in the experience in the same company. I'm using the word same company. They don't want to learn something new. Because the reason being, I have already tremendous experience in this company. I know everything of this company. Now, what are you going to teach me? Now, they don't understand, because you are in the same company for 15 years, you need to learn, not the freshers. But how many of us will be able to educating to them? Now, that's the most important. Third one, reducing, optimizing L&D cost. How do you do it? By investing in the right place instead of wasting the resources. The fourth one, provide personalized development plans. Today, no more mass training programs. Today, everybody wants, even if it's a one training program, is it customizable for me? Can I have one learning? That's why I keep telling everybody, whoever comes, a lot of external trainers comes to me. Most of them, they say, sir, give us opportunity. Wonderful, I will give you opportunity. But you know, what is their background? I have retired from this company, I am free, therefore I want to take up L&D trainings. Now tell me, I don't mind, it's with all due respect to all the retired people, whichever the profession you belong to, you want to do behavioral training program to the people current generation. Now what is that you are bringing in? My experience of 30 years. But is it relevant? It's a question mark. Now that's what I'm saying. So unless you have the personalized coaching, mentoring, we have implemented this, one of the units of a senior leaders, believe me, it has worked tremendous results. That's why I've again added this. Now last, improve employee motivation. Now this I have done it, we have recently launched LinkedIn Learning. We have given 500 licenses. Now the people who have learned the most, we have created a stage like this, a huge stage, brought the celebrities. I have invited LinkedIn Learning people to come into my company. I said, because they have learned from your platform, you need to appreciate those people. Now, the kind of experience these people have receiving from the owners of this LinkedIn, they have enjoyed quite a lot. That's a motivation. Today, we have a lot of learnings happening in the organization. Now, there are a couple of activities that I wanted to share what we are doing in my organization. First one is monthly webinars and training programs, which makes people to continuously learn. Irrespective of this one, every third or fourth Thursday of the month, we do these programs. Now, external conferences and workshops, there are people, as I said, choose right people where you can invest. Third one, higher education certification programs, where we have tied up with some universities and we are providing people. Then we have another one, mentoring leadership team through psychometric analysis. And then maybe I'm sure couple of pharma L&D professionals who are sitting here will agree with me. First time In Hyderabad, we have used AR, VR method to train on a particular module. That batch got closed. They are yet to onboard maybe next week. Now, if that is done, I think as per the information received from the vendor, our company is the first company to implement this particular methodology in training in the pharma industry. Now, I'm using specifically this last thing is that to tell you, innovation in training is always important. It's not always raise your hand, throw the seeds. Can you go and plant each seed? What is the kind of seed that you are picking up? Do you have handful of seeds? Do you have 2 seeds which you can plant? And those 2 seeds can grow up and give shade to a lot of people. Now, this is the choice that every L&D person needs to make. Can I align my learning strategy to the business goal? If we can do it, a continuous learning, because it makes them to mandatorily focus on this, they will do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We would like to felicitate you, and to do so, I request Ms. Saira Nikhat Imam to please come upon the stage and felicitate our speaker.